Purdue takes down High Point 75-63 in a pretty entertaining game. I think not exactly the offensive masterpiece that I expected from either side here, but 21 points from TKR, 8 rebounds to go with it, 20 points, 6 assists from Braden Smith, and a lot of good stuff from the Purdue role players off the bench. Cam Heide with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds in 31 minutes. Miles Colvin was hanging on the rim with one arm. Will Berg did productive things on a basketball court. And you add it all up, Cart. This is a game that Purdue basically led wire to wire. High Point made a little interesting late in the second half, but all in all, I think this was a no sweat win for the Boilermakers. What'd you think?
Yeah, I honestly wanted to put this hat on to make myself bald to do what is his name Alan Huss, the High Point coach?
Yes.
Was there a need for Alan Huss cam this whole damn game? I haven't seen a camera on a coach like that since Dan Hurley. Didn't I don't know if it's a ball thing or something, but shout out to his facial expressions. But no, there's a couple things we need to touch on in this game, but just overall, right? High Point was like the fun, spunky pick for a lot of people to beat Purdue,
For me.
and but not just you though. That's the thing though. It was a lot of people that thought that in this game, and you know it was based off High Point offensively being able to knock down shots and being able to get something at the rim. Where when you look at Purdue's 2 point defense, they are amongst the likes of like I mean I don't got to look it up, but like of the Chicago States of college basketball. That's how bad they are defending 2 pointers at the rim. Um, but at the same time, they did other things in this basketball game that I think really helped them. The main thing was they didn't shoot the ball a lot in this game, and they didn't shoot it well. But when they missed, they got it back. They had 19 offensive rebounds in this game, and I gotta look up how many second chance points that led to. Let me see if I can find that really quickly here. I can't, but I can't. But they having 19 offensive rebounds, I think, is just massive and giving this team second chances. They dominated in the paint. They almost had four, they almost doubled up High Point on points in the paint. Trey Kaufman-Renn, who I thought got out to a slow start, um, I think picked it up in this game, was able to be productive and make some shots. He was very hesitant off the pick and roll to start this game. But I think he really kind of settled in a little bit, maybe reset his own mind. Um, I think there needs to be a rule implemented that every Purdue guard has to count to five West Lafayette's before they can come off a screen just to prevent TKR from his own self. I'm so serious right now. It's an actual issue that he cannot save himself from himself. I have never, and I don't mean, I'm not calling TKR stupid in any regards, but oh my God, the stupidity of some of these fouls, I don't understand it. It's so bad. Just stop doing it. It's like throwing a freshman out there, fresh out of high school, who is just running out there and TKR, whether it's over the back, reaching fouls, discarding with his arm. I wish someone kept track of moving screens. Evan Mia, where you at? Metric me, my dog. I've never seen someone set as many moving screens as TKR does, and it hurts his team when he's not on the floor. Because when he's on the floor, he's productive. In 29 minutes, he gives you 21 and 8. He wasn't that great from the free throw line. Either was Purdue in this basketball game. But I think the offensive rebounds, controlling the glass, like I said, they doubled up High Point on the boards, and they were able to get enough stops defensively against High Point, a good offensive team.
Here's the way I would put the TKR Braden stuff. I've never seen two players with more chemistry have less chemistry. And I might trademark that. I'm kind of proud of that. But like, you know what I mean? Like
Can we not trademark that because that's gonna get flipped on us?
they are the best duo in college basketball, bar none. I've said it a lot this year. There isn't a better two-player duo in the sport than Braden Smith and TKR. You can fight it mentally, you won't come up with one. You'll come up with better players, Janai Broom, Cooper Flagg, whoever you want to pick. You will not find a second running mate that is as better as a tandem than Braden Smith and TKR, at least offensively, and you could argue defensively too. I don't even want to hear your names. It's a bad answer. Here's the point. For as good and as dominant as they are as a duo, I mean, they had 20 and 21 in this game. Feels like every game they're getting you 20. They make a lot of togetherness mistakes where they're disconnected. like moving screens. They do not they have the best pick and roll chemistry while also not having good chemistry because they always botch the timing every single game. And
Yeah.
like I don't know what to make of it, right? Like it's simultaneously one of the weirder things I've ever seen. And in this game, I thought their choppiness early sort of let High Point hang around. Now they made a run at the end of the first half, but early in the second half, like TKR was short on a lot of his little floaters that he normally makes. Braden in this game was 6 for 19 from the floor, very uncharacteristic shooting night from him. Um, and I thought the door was wide open for High Point, but credit to Purdue ultimately for slamming it shut. I don't think High Point played well enough to really break through and have this conversation. And on a night where Purdue needed it, I thought Purdue's role players did step up. Like we've begged for it all season long. If you get a double double from Cam Heide in 31 minutes off the bench with two threes, probably not going to lose a lot of games. Jakari Harris hits three, 8 rebounds in 14 minutes, probably not going to lose a lot of games when you get that. And that's new, by the way. This is not something they've always gotten. This is
Mhm.
something they've just started to get at the most important part of the season. It's a good sign.
Yeah. But on the same token as other guys contributing, is Fletch trying to get a Peloton sponsorship?
Do you think he's hurt? Because he had the whole elbow thing, right?
His left elbow, right?
I don't know. He didn't look right from the jump to me.
Okay, well, if he doesn't look right, then he can't be out there 34 minutes. And that's with all due respect to Fletch. He's going to hurt his team being out there because he's not going to give you enough defensively. He gives you one 3-point attempt in 34 minutes. It's hurting the team. It's not enough.
Yeah, I generally disagree, but I hear you. There's a lot of Purdue fans that agree with you, I think. The threat of Fletcher Lawyer, even if he's doing nothing, is more valuable than anybody on the Purdue bench. And I,
You think even with what you got from other guys?
well, those guys got to play alongside him, right? Like
Sure.
there's still two other spots.
Okay. Yeah, but also like if they want to win more, if they want to go further, Fletch needs to be the volume 3-point
Yeah,
shooting guy and get shot. Obviously, you know what I'm saying?
they could get away with this against High Point. You're right.
Right.
Against better teams, you can do it. But like, I guess my point would be this: CJ Cox, Caleb First, Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman, Wren, and Cam Heide does not help you more than Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, TKR, Cam Heide, pick your fifth guy. You know what I mean? Like, even if you want to make the case, oh, this bench guy was better, there's too many open spots in the Purdue starting lineup that like we need production out of. Getting Fletcher Lawyer out of the lineup doesn't help those.
Yeah, I guess it's fair. I just, I've had the thing with Fletcher all year that
Yeah.
the volume, just like 15 threes in this game, just I understand it, like, down low and able to do things, but it's just like I think Purdue is last time I checked Ken Palm like 11th nationally in 3-point efficiency, something like
Yeah.
that, 12th. It's just for a team of that ability to only have 15 attempts, it's just crazy with most of those attempts coming from the bench.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. I want to talk about two sequences really quick because I thought before I get to my sequences, I thought while watching this, maybe it was me as someone who picked High Point in my bracket, watching it under a different lens than if I was an unbiased party, right? Because look, I'm just like every other human being. When I pick an upset, I want it to hit.
Mhm.
I'm not like devastated Purdue won. I like this team. I love Braden. I root for them often. But in this game, like I picked High Point. So I
Mhm.
was viewing it very much from a High Point lens. Um, I thought this game was very winnable for High Point. Maybe that's crazy. I don't know if you'll agree or not, but like I thought Purdue had made a run early, gotten good stuff from the roll guys, and then all of a sudden you look up with 10 minutes left, it's a 3-point game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Braden's shots are starting to come short.
Hmm.
Like it was right there. And then I thought High Point didn't make the plays. Do you first off, before I get to my two sequences that mattered, do you agree with me on that or not?
I do, and just separating from the actual what Purdue did side, like hand up here, I wasn't tapping into every High Point game, right? I Once I figured out this matchup was happening, I watched a little bit. I talked to people who watched a lot of High Point during the year, looked up numbers, did all that crunching research, you know what I'm saying? Like prepared myself. I ain't see none of that what I was told or what I looked at. That this team looked defunct of any vision offensively. It looked like for someone who chartered 200 students and had a plane filled with people going to this game in a stadium full of purple. Don't know why the whole basketball team was scared. It seemed like High Point was frightened from the moment. And look, I compare it to this. I'll tell you right now, McNeese wasn't scared of Clemson, and looking forward, McNeese ain't gonna be scared of Purdue. So obviously, that's a different video, a different talk. But um, I heard all this about High Point being this great offensive team, and you give credit to Purdue's defense for playing a part in that. Also, was a little bit confused on what was so endearing about this High Point offense. I didn't really see what the vision was.
I thought it was mostly Keza Jiffa was awful, and he was 3 for 7, but like 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Just in general, didn't have any juice. Like he didn't get to his spots, wasn't aggressive the way I thought he would from what his stats are and what I've seen on tape. So that was what was missing for me. I thought other than that, it was still a very winnable game. Now again, I'm not saying they should have won the game, but I am saying like the opportunity was there for there to be a lot more game pressure if High Point just made a couple shots late in a way they didn't. In the end, Purdue, like once they cut it to 3, wasn't it literally 3? And then High Point went to the line for a 1-and-1, and Bodo missed the 1-and-1. And then I think they came right down and TKR hit like that spin fadeaway.
Yeah, with the shot clock going down.
And then all of a sudden it's a 5-point game. They stretched to 8 because I think Jakari hit a 3 out. That was one sequence where it's like, damn, High Point had gotten it to basically an even game. And all of a sudden it's back to 8 before you can blink because Purdue guys made shots. You tip your cap. Purdue has better players. Their better players stepped up and made the plays High Point didn't. But yeah, somebody who picked High Point in my bracket, I'm watching that like, dog, come on. We finally got over the hump and Purdue just immediately extended it. Killing me. And then the second one, Heidi and Colvin literally had back-to-back tip slams.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah, the Colvin one was nasty. I mean, the Heidi one was nasty too, but the Colvin one was like caught the ball over here and like put it back on her and hung on that. Excuse my language, hung on that motherfucker. Came down, looked at High Point, let him know let him have it on that one. That was hype.
If Miles Colvin ever becomes like a legitimately good player, he's gonna be so fun
Yeah,
because he does have like some chippy swagger to him, but it just comes out like once every 2 months, you know?
yeah. Maybe next year, huh?
Dude, I don't know. Every time I watch those guys do something good, like it just, why couldn't Cam Heidi do this all season? He could. I'm not saying he needs to hit 50% of his threes, but like fly around and rebound and shoot your threes. Why
Right.
was he so broken for 3 months? I don't get it.
I I couldn't even begin to explain why that's a thing.
It's great that he's not now, but it literally lingers over
Well, he
this
might
like,
he
dude,
might
what?
be. This is the experience.
Oh, okay. The hiding?
I bet any money on 4-2 next game.
Maybe. But yeah, I think it's fun when those guys are playing well, even just with an energy. And more importantly, you can see how much of a jolt it gives to the stars. Like Braden and TKR actually wake up when they get something from Heidi and Colvin.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
good. It's really good. Will Berg, how would you characterize his performance in this game?
Best I've ever seen him play.
Did you like that alley-oop finish?
No, that shit looked painful. I actually think he scored that on accident.
You think he scored an alley-oop finish from Braden on accident?
So I never want to see that replay of that again. The fact they put that in slow motion, I almost called the league offices and said, "Stop." I get it.
2 points or 2 points, Cartwright.
2 points is 2 points, but it looked like he said when he shot it.
Basketball looks so hard for him.
It does. But his tats look good though.
I don't think I've told this on the channel ever. When I coached, the last year I coached, I was coaching summer ball at the high school level. And I had a kid, incoming freshman. We coached a small school. We never had real bigs. And this kid was 6'7" as an incoming freshman. And I hear through the grapevine, like, oh, he's probably not trying out for basketball. And I literally like called up the kid. I was like, just come to one thing. We just want to see you come to one thing. And he's huge. So I like brought him off the bench in the first summer game just to see one of those open gyms. We'll see what happens. And this kid couldn't walk. Like he would just trip over himself. And I took a time out at one point and I just literally like brought everybody in. I tried to draw something up to get him involved just to see. And I was like, all right, so you're gonna go here. We're gonna bring you down, little slip a screen. We're gonna look for the big fella. That's what I said. And he looked at me, stared knives through my eyes. I could see it. And I'm like, what did I do? And he waits till the huddle breaks down and he pulls me aside. He goes, Coach. And I come to the side with him and he goes, don't ever call me big fella again. And I was like, whoa. And then I immediately quit coaching because I didn't want to deal with that shit anymore. That's how I envision Will Berg behaves, though. Like he hates being a big fella.
Yeah, like if like big men eat with big men, like Payne Brantley are like, Will, why are you at the table with Miles and Braden and Fletcher? Go sit with TKR. He's just like, I don't know, what's the Swedish accent? He's just like, no.
Now, who are the walk-ons? He's at the table with the walk-ons. Like that's
What?
the crew he wants to hang out with.
Yeah, but I know we're joking here, but he actually did
Well,
have
this
an
is just a Wilberg roast.
yeah, I mean he did have an impact in this game,
He did.
did he not? How about that ride in the High Point, right? Wilberg with 4-2.
Hey, per 40s, the Dane Dangerous, what is it?
It doesn't apply to Wilberg.
16-8 in 40s.
He's also 7. All right, can Wilberg dunk? Has he dunked before?
Carter Wilberg played more minutes in this game and was more productive than Caleb First.
Yeah, but Caleb First can perform an appendectomy. Can Wilberg?
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Um, all in all, at the end of this, do you feel significantly better, marginally better, the same as you did before about Purdue's chances of making a run in this tournament?
I don't feel as good. I don't feel as good because I think this team needs Fletch. It's great to see the other guys. That Wilberg alley-oop, whatever tip in that was invigorating. But this team is, I think, should be very reliant on their experienced backcourt. Who is, because I was saying it in the preview we did for the McNeese game. This backcourt has played in some big time games and big time tournament games in these big time settings. And as far as like I'm backing backcourts with shit to them, I feel like teams sometimes look at Fletch and Braden and think they can just like make those guys piss down their leg. And like they've been in situations and Fletch will hit like 4 threes and let you know he's not scared. And Braden's certainly not scared of anybody. So like I don't know if you're not gonna get anything from Fletch like that, whether he be hurt or not, I just don't really feel good about this team because you can't depend on the role players to do this for however many games straight. That's not going to happen.
So I don't think I'm going to be on the Purdue preview, not because I'm ducking or I'm out on this team, but because of infant related care. That's literally it. I'm running on fumes right now. I'm trying to get the stuff I wanted. I wanted to make sure I showed face for this after picking against Purdue. That's why I'm here, Purdue fans. So hopefully you can at least respect that. But I would say this. I feel better for two reasons. Number one, the draw is wide open now. You got a McNeese team and Card. I don't know who you're going to do the preview with. I want to make sure you float this theory and give me credit. Make sure you get this on record for me. McNeese doesn't want to win the next game. McNeese got the one they wanted. This is all a great little show for Will Wade at the post game. I said it. I tweeted it, Cart. McNeese actually wants to beat Clemson. You're going to see it. They did. Jumped all over him. Will Wade does not want to win the next one. He doesn't want to coach another week at McNeese. He wants to get the hell out of here. He got his one win. He got his head cap. He's done. So that this opens up perfectly for Purdue. You get a double-digit seed that's not as good as Clemson that I think genuinely will be perfectly fine losing because they already won. That's great. And then two, we let them get one here.
Hmm?
Like you kind of got to slay the dragon, right?
Who, McNeese?
You can't let the dragon keep walking around the castle because at some point he's going to breathe some fire, right?
Is this a Will Berg like redhead
No,
metaphor?
I just think I think there's been chances to put this team out. My team tried their damnedest to do that in the Big Ten tournament. And I think High Point could have done that today. They
Hmm.
didn't. Now all of a sudden Purdue's a 12 seed away from a Sweet 16. Do you really want to see Braden and TKR and the best duo in the sport in the Sweet 16? If you're an opponent, I wouldn't want to be lined up away from Braden Smith at that point in the season with 5 days rest. So, it's just kind of one of those things. Like I got an edge the way I'm talking about Michigan right now. Like, oh, everyone says it's a nightmare matchup. Yeah, it is. Let's see. I kind of think this Purdue team's getting their confidence back, and it's led by their stars. And I think Heidi and Colvin kind of fit into that. This was a confident version of this team that we haven't seen very much in the last month.
I can buy into that. Yeah. And just so you know, I said that I like TKR matchup in this game. I don't think McNeese really has that great a size. So TKR could be really good in that game. They got to be good on the boards. What else did I say? I think I covered a lot of things that you said. A lot of the whole like they have Braden, TKR, Fletch kind of motion. That's with all due respect, that ain't Chase Hunter, Jaden Zachary, and Ian Shefflin, which hand up, that's on me. Also, Will Berg looks like Spyro.
Yeah, Ian Shefflin's built like high school you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Good win, Purdue. Good luck in the next round.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.